Is your attention span shrinking? Now, there's lots of research out there at the moment, lots of myths too, but this blog post just put out today asked that question, our assumptions in particular about are our attention spans shrinking due to technology, AI, and social media. Now, the adolescent brain or the teenage brain has typically been defined from the age of puberty up to the age of 25. But this new research paper, here's the link in this blog post here, it opens up this article. And actually what they've discovered, Cambridge Research just published last month, is that there's actually 5 key stages. And you've got a graphic about, let me just dig it out here, that goes through those phases. Actually, the from birth to 9 years old, and then adolescence kicks in from 9 to 30 years old. So think about students in our classrooms, teachers in our classrooms who are 30 years old. The brain is still going through rapid neurological growth for a long time, where our perceptions of the teenage brain and it's just our hormones and all those kind of slurs and myths are unhelpful. But actually the research is suggesting that our brain goes through 5 key changes. The next change is that early adulthood from 30 to the age of 66. And then the fourth phase is that early aging up to the age from 66 up to the age of 83. And then that last stage, the late aging stage, is from 83 years old plus if you make it that long. So I've put in here some ideas from me. There's the research paper. There's lots of other references in here. I guess the kind of critical question that we should ask is, is our attention span shrinking? Well, the most important thing to emphasize here is that attention is context specific. And I need to thank Dr. Jared Cooney-Horvath for several podcasts that we had a year or two ago. And he really helped me understand attention span in today's economy. So an example would be, if I give you a mobile phone and we open up TikTok, then you're going to be swiping every 6 seconds. Not only is the algorithm dictating what you see, but your attention tunes in to that environment. If you think of a challenging student in your classroom who now wants to play the latest FIFA edition on a Switch device, once that game is released, it's likely that their attention span will tune in every single day after school, right up until the late hours, totally focused in on the game. Same student, difficult in the classroom, swiping every 6 seconds on TikTok, now focused for hours in the evening. Now, we also need to factor in motivation here, but you can take a student out of the classroom to an event, to a concert, to see a celebrity, whatever it might be, and again, their attention span shifts. And if we now think about different classroom environments, whether it's primary, in a secondary school or a college, where students can move to different classroom environments, from a media studio to a PE sports hall to a drama classroom to a physics lab or a DT workshop, suddenly you have different environments. And our students need to be taught how to remain attentive in these different contexts. They can't just learn it naturally. They have to be told or shown how to do that. And this is no different to how we consume our books, our audios, our screen time, and those kind of things. Again, that adolescent brain is still evolving up to the age of 30 years old. So we have a responsibility to teach our young people how to remain attentive. And this is difficult for us all. When we're driving cars and you've got these screens and mobile phones giving us directions and notifications, our attention habits are changing, not shrinking. So when last did you experience the joy of being boredom, being bored, I should say, or the luxury of switching off your device, going to bed early, or reading a book in great depth from cover to cover? It's difficult now with so much information consumption. Anyway, take a look at the blog. As ever from me, you've got some reflection questions to discuss back at school and 4 recommendations here in the blog post to consider for how to put these things into action into your classroom. Thanks for watching. There's the blog post. Why are our attention spans shrinking, or why aren't they shrinking? From me. Bye for now.